What is up, my guys and girls of YouTube? It is your boy Justin Omoe, and today I want to show you guys and girls pretty much this plugin, well, not plugin, extension called Quarterone Guitar Reverb. QGR sounds more like it, right? Probably be better if I have my glasses on. Any case, there is pretty much 3 categories and a GUI right here, which I'll go ahead and explain to you right now. Right here, we have an A, a B, which is pretty much 2 different sounds, and then they'll combine depending on how you set the volume for them. We have the sound selection, well, pretty much the, sound source style. So let me go ahead and hit the key. That's how that sounds. You can see how it kind of mixes in between and, gives you a fusion of a new sound. Next up, we have the regular, the pan, the volume, ADSR, which is pretty useful, especially when you select right here where you want to start from the sound. Because if we have the A all the way down, the attack, you hear those clicks. So to fix that, cool. We have something that deals with the pedal, the dampening, the sustain pedal, and releases, adjust the volume, finger noise. So the release has to deal with that. Right off the top, I could tell you right now, the only thing I'm not a fan of so far is just the thinness of this, little option here. It's like the hitbox is so tiny. Down here, as I mentioned, this is pretty much setting the start point of the sound and then add in the source effect or style. These right here are pretty much quick little spots for these effects right here. So you can see if I were to go to the saturate, for example, let's see. Yeah, you can see right here the saturate amount, but this is for the wetness, so the delay and reverbs mix. We have a filter, the saturation, as I showed before, pretty much the harmonics, the warmth, the loudness, all that stuff. We have wideness. Last thing here is the tremolo. Hear that? And then if I were to, you hear how fast it is? As I showed you just now, the effect panels, pretty much real quick effects for your stuff. You have the lo-fi, which is like bit crushing. The filter, these things I showed you just now, but the delay is more like in tune. The reverb, it's more like controlling the effect here. The chorus is something you don't see on the outside, along with the lo-fi, EQ, and the amp. But pretty much these are where you're going to be able to create effects for these sounds and make them all nice and unique. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and give it a listen to some of these things. For example, the guitar, the mute. It's a muted guitar, even though you hear sounds. How do you say that word? Psalm. This gives off a nice little, like a cinematic opening. They like this tremolo, don't they? And to show you how it works in a rap type of perspective, I'll show you a beat that I made with it. Yeah. Hear that? Hear that? Do you feel like this is worth the price of 80 USD? If so, let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. And of course, anything that's a sound bank for me is pretty much more opportunities for more sounds, like I said, to pretty much come into fruition with music. Love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, and yeah, thank you for listening. It is your boy, Justin Omoe. And with that being said, peace. I'm out. And please, have yourselves a damn good one.